Okay, welcome back to my channel, Fit a Little Bit, where I talk about financial fitness, beauty fitness, physical fitness, mental fitness. My last video was about, visual fitness because the wig was just not cute. This is going to be a little more of a serious video. You know, we always hear people talk about, they don't have enough money, we need more money, we need more money. So this is going to be about the so-called side hustle. I'm not going to list like 10 side hustles. I'm just going to talk about this one side hustle. And this is for the rideshare programs, which is, Lyft and Uber. I'll tell anyone, and I also have a book coming out soon, and one of the topics in there is do not wait for a raise from your job. You will be waiting a long time. When you get the raise, by the time you get it, the bills are behind, and then Uncle Sam takes majority of your raise, so you can't even really see a real increase. So if you have an immediate financial issue, or you're just trying to get a little additional money to pay off some creditors or settle some debt to get that credit score up, I would suggest doing this side hustle, which is rideshare through Uber and Lyft. And what is rideshare? Everyone should know at this time. By this time, it's like a taxi, except for you used an app and you're in the car of someone's personal vehicle. And I'm talking about it because I've done it. I actually signed up for Uber and Lyft about a year ago. I didn't really start driving. I drove a little bit this time last year, but then my life, changed drastically, so I was unable to really drive last year. So I started driving heavily in about April or May. And what prompted me to do this is I didn't have time to wait for a raise and waiting for a paycheck. I just couldn't do that. And the ride share with Uber and Lyft allows you to get paid immediately. You can get paid instantly that day. And what I was doing, I was working on my credit and paying my creditors and making sure no payments were behind, because I was definitely trying to increase my credit score. So, I just couldn't risk, waiting to get a check and other things happening and not be able to pay Visa or MasterCard Discover. So I started doing Lyft and Uber. And I took a few notes, which I'm going to refer to. And people ask me questions, that I drive around. So I thought I would bring it into a video format. And they're like, Uber and Lyft, is that good for all people of all ages? I would say yes. A person that's very young, that's money you can help use, to help take care of some of your college expenses. A person that's my age, that's good to help you get those creditors and things in line and pay taxes and things like that. And if you're retired and you just got a little extra time, you can use Uber and Lyft to make a few extra bucks, to help supplement, Social Security and things like that. Because once you retire, your income is, limited and is generally fixed unless they give you your annual raise. But, you're used to a certain lifestyle. You don't have all that money. You can always take that vehicle that you probably already paid for and make a few extra dollars every day. What's a few extra dollars? Well, that depends on your market, where you're located. I've seen a lot of inflated amounts of money that you make from rideshare, but I would say on the average it's between $16 and maybe $21 an hour. So if you're retired, you can work extra 20 hours a week. You got, an extra $400. Just like that, even with tips, and you don't even have to really worry about that thing they call the surging, or when they mark the prices up, because the tips are generally pretty good. So I would say all ages. Then the question is, should you drive your car or one of their cars? Well, I've done both. I started off first driving my own vehicle. I only did like prime time or luxury type riders because my vehicle is a BMW truck. So I just want to do everyday people. The con about that is you end up waiting. You have to wait for people to select you for that type of ride. So when you decide that you're going to use a luxury vehicle, my advice would be only do airport runs. An airport run guaranteed $20 to $30 every single time. So if you got a luxury vehicle, you do that. If you have just a regular, a Malibu or something like that, you can, drive, I think, more often and get those little bitty small rides. So I drove my vehicle for a while. And what prompted me to stop driving it? Oh, it wasn't really like an incident, but people, you know, they get too comfortable, and this is your personal vehicle. You don't want people to get too, I don't want people to get too comfortable in my car. And I had an incident where a young lady, I was picked her up from the airport, and she crossed her feet on my back seat, and that was not going to work out. So I'm like, no, you can't cross your feet. This is not your vehicle, or this is not your home, or whatever. She took her feet down. So then I started looking into one of their vehicles, and so in my area they opened it up again where Lyft had vehicles, and I have a 2018 Malibu. It's a totally different feeling when you drive in somebody else's car. I mean, it's just less worry. You're not worried so much about hitting bumps. You're not worried about them putting their feet on, you know, on the back seat. So I do enjoy, you know, having their vehicle, but obviously you make less money if you have limited time. Like I have limited time. It's your side hustle. So I obviously have a different, and you know, a whole separate income. So you have to pay the weekly, you know, rental fee for the vehicle, and then money after that is what, you know, becomes yours. So for me, it works out. I didn't need as much, you know, the trade-off of using their vehicle was fine with me, and I still made a couple $100s to get my bills and things, you know, caught up. There's also another program called Maven Gigs where you just rent a car and you can drive on any platform, Uber or Lyft. But if you just get the Lyft vehicle, generally you're supposed to just, you know, do Lyft rides. The con or bad thing about Lyft to me is when you go to the airport, like our market has become saturated. So you're waiting an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get a ride from the airport. I don't have that type of time or patience. So I may take people to the airport on Lyft, but generally I don't bring them back on Lyft because I'm not going to wait. I'll just leave the app on and take a surrounding ride to get me, you know, closer back to the city. So that may be the only con. I would definitely say use your own car. Something goes wrong with your own car, they have cars as an option, but you make more money, of course, using your own car, but you also putting wear and tear on your car, so you got to weigh that. But you have options. This is a very good quick hustle. I would say do it maybe 3 months and just get those bills caught up, and get those credit cards or whatever financial issues you have going on track. It's very easily done. I've made $500 a week. I've made $1,000 a week, you know, part-time, because I have a job. So it's definitely doable, and I would definitely recommend, if you having some financial issues, to definitely get into this rideshare business. Some of the cons, I haven't had any like really bad experiences with customers. I just had one guy late one night. I picked him up from the airport, and he was kind of suspicious looking, but my attitude was, it's my vehicle, so I kind of got control. And when we opened up the trunk, I forgot that I had like some rope, brand new rope in the trunk, and he looks like, oh my God, you know, who am I riding with? And I just joked with him like, well, you know, if neither one of us are serial killers, we should be fine. And he just, you know, he just laughed, and I took him to his, you know, his location. But if he did have those thoughts, he knew that I was prepared. But I just have not had any bad experience. I met some wonderful people, inspiring people, great people. So I would definitely recommend Uber or Lyft, or Uber and Lyft as a side hustle to help you get those coins together, to get, you know, to work on getting some creditors and things paid, getting some things settled, to get that 700 to 800 credit score, which is our goal forever. Again, thank you for coming to my channel, Fit a Little Bit. I have some links at the bottom for Lyft and Uber, and then other information. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.